Hello, everybody. Once again, it is Inplosion, and we are live Thursday right now at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, and 3 p.m. Pacific. Not specific, Pacific. And it's your boy, The Veep. I am excited today. This is already one that we would say a friend of blast. It is my man, Tim Steinruck of the Mighty One. For those that do not like metal, this podcast is not for you. Those who do not believe in rock and roll, we'll see you next week. My man is about to bring the truth of his life and things that benefited him, challenged him to help bring success. So I am excited. And if you don't know, Inplosion talks about the power within, where we like to speak with artists and content creators and just people who can help you through their struggles of getting success. And Tim is no different. So we have an awesome show. So hang back. Let me tell you a little bit about Tim, all right? So Tim Steinruck is a seasoned solo rock artist with over 30 years of music and performance expertise. He's traversed a dynamic path. Initiated into the rock scene at 18, he accumulated invaluable life experiences on the road, ultimately forming the dynamic band, The Mighty One. Parallel to his music journey, Tim ventured into entrepreneurship within Vancouver's film industry, building a thriving multi-six-figured cleaning business. However, amid success, he recognized the loss of his true purpose and let go of his business pursuits. Presently, Tim leads a record company, a reality TV show, and an independent multimedia network dedicated to producing and promoting albums for independent artists. His commitment extends to empowering others through life coaching, drawing from his own transformation as a certified accelerated evolution success coach. Grounded in his personal journey, Tim remains steadfast in supporting others to carve their legacies while continuing to expand his own. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my man, Tim.
So great to be here, brother. So great to be here.
Hey, I am so glad you were here. Thank you. I know you're a busy guy, but I appreciate you coming to hang out with me for a little bit.
Real pleasure to hang out with you, Troy. Really
First of all, how did I do with your bio? How was that?
That was incredible. It was incredible. Yeah, I mean, just launched that my personal website.
Okay.
The focus has been the Mighty One for we started the Mighty One in 2007, and it's gone through all sorts of different evolutions, 3 different records.
What's up, Lisa?
All sorts of different stuff. So, but 2024, even though the Mighty One's got a lot of new stuff coming. Hey, Lisa Sanders. I'm really starting to focus on my own solo career.
Nice.
And also, I've got a real passion for doing inspirational speaking. And so, recently, over the last 4 years, after I finished thanks for talking about accelerated evolution, because that's a process that I use. It's a formation that I studied in my master coaching training for about the last 10 years. And through that, when I sort of reached the end of that and I got my certification and I was really starting to get into coaching, I went, okay, so what is the next thing for me? And that's kind of a theme in my life. I'm always looking at what the next thing is. I never like to sit back. I never like to coast. Nice. I'm always pushing forward. And so I really want this idea of becoming a master of my reality has been front and center theme for me now for the last 4 years.
Nice.
One of the sort of goals that I have, and one of the visualizations I have every single morning, and have had for almost the last 4 years, is holding a Grammy Award in my hand. And so through this process, becoming a master of my reality.
Mhm.
There's a 4-part process, and we can talk about that if you want a little bit later. But um, I have been doing that for these 4 disciplines every single day for almost 4 years now.
Okay. Okay.
And part of one of those disciplines is having a visualization of my goal achieved. So
Mm.
feeling it as if it's already happened.
I love
Okay.
it. I
So
love
I
it.
hold that Grammy in my hand every
Wow.
single morning,
Mhm.
and I feel it. I can feel all the contours of it. I can
Mhm.
feel the coolness
Of
of
the
the
metal.
metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
the strong black bass. And
Mhm.
I can see the presenter. I can see the lady who's giving it to me. She's beautiful. She has beautiful
Wow.
fingers, beautiful manicured fingernails.
He got this
She's
down pat.
Oh, she smells amazing, looks amazing,
Awesome.
and she smiles at me, and she just passes this thing to me,
Mhm.
and every morning I have a huge smile on my face.
Wow.
Now I got a confirmation that this is working though, Troy,
Okay. Okay.
and I'll tell you why. Because this last year, I don't know if you're aware, but I was the first time ever 3-time ISSA
Mhm.
winner.
Okay.
I took away songwriter, international songwriter of the year,
Mhm.
album of the year,
Mhm.
and the band got band of the year,
Mhm.
silver. So
Right.
that was a pretty huge achievement.
Yes, sir.
And when I went up onto the stage,
Mhm.
first thing I did was I
Mhm.
looked at that beautiful woman that was passing me that
Mhm.
ISSA
Mhm.
award, and I looked at her hands,
Mm.
and I saw her fingernails, and I looked at her face,
That's
and
so amazing.
I could smell her beautiful perfume, and it
Mhm.
was exactly like I'd been visualizing.
First of all, I know we didn't really know each other that well, but you knew who I was, and I was there to see you accept those awards. And
Yes.
my heart was filled for you, my guy, because I love to see people being blessed and having success. And to see you go up there 3 times, that was just an awesome thing that I even experienced, even though I'm on the outside. So let me ask you this. What is it about a Grammy that you're visualizing and believing for it to come true? What does it mean to you?
Excuse me.
Hmm.
I think what it means to me is the opportunity to speak to others about how this
Hmm.
is possible for anybody.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, it takes hard work. Yes, it means creating some amazing music.
Hmm.
But more than anything else, it's just simply taking one step every
Hmm.
single day
Yes, sir.
towards that goal, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
There are no overnight successes,
Correct.
right? But there are many steps
Mhm.
along the way to success, and we can feel success within
Yes.
every step if
Yes.
we take the time and have the awareness
Hmm.
to really allow that to happen.
Tim, do you remember me asking you, ever since receiving those awards, do you see a lot of doors opening up? Do you remember me asking you that question?
I do. I do. I
The same,
mean,
the same. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
no,
Go ahead.
go ahead, please.
The same thing happened with me because the podcast was birthed after that. Uh,
Correct.
I'm actually booked till 2024. I've already had my schedule taken care of, and to have the kind of favor and opportunity, that is a blessing. So I am very humbled and appreciated for where I am at this moment. Solres says, I want a Grammy as well, a few of them. And I don't care if the presenter is pretty or ugly. Fair enough. Just give me my Grammys. I understand. But I appreciate the fact that you willed or um, envisioned the whole thing right down to the perfume and the well manicured hands. That is something awesome. I like that.
Well, these things are not only physical;
Hmm.
um, they are energetic, right?
Hmm.
And in my study over the years, I don't know if you've ever studied quantum physics or you're aware of what quantum physics is.
I'm aware of it, but I have not studied that.
Okay. So in the study of quantum physics, all possibilities already exist.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to tune ourselves to the right kind of receiver so that we can receive those opportunities that we want. Okay. And so that, I think that's where the process of daily disciplines is so important.
I can understand that. Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, we haven't even started with the real questions, but we just been enjoying each other's company. So let me start with this one. What was your defining moment that made you realize I want to pursue music as a career?
Oh, that's really easy. If anybody ever has a chance to go to our YouTube channel, on the Mighty One channel, one of the most watched videos there is a song called Torch of Rock and Roll, and it tells the story of me running 300 feet of extension cord out to this silo, this grain silo that we had on the farm. And I ran an extension cord out there, had my amp and my guitar, and I hit the very first chord I ever hit on an electric guitar, cranked to 10. and it just resonated not only through me, but through the entire building. Wow. And it was a steel building, so it really picked up the sound. So there was this massive energy and realization of purpose. I'd never been to a rock concert before, but I had the feeling of it in that moment. And I knew it's exactly what I was meant to do. Wow. I stayed out there for hours, just singing and enjoying the reverberation and the vibration of that place. And it's still, every morning and every day, it still is what inspires me to continue down this path in my musical career, my musical journey.
That's awesome. Were the acoustics amazing in that silo?
They were incredible. I mean, I'd like to go back sometime and measure what the actual, reverb chamber dimensions are in there and what was happening. But I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was 13 years old. So it was a long time ago.
Wow. Maybe you can build the stage one time with the silo in there and reenact the quality. Well, it won't be as accurate, but you know what I'm saying. At least
well, I mean, I can do that already in my recording studio by putting a reverb plug-in on stuff, and we can get darn close to it. That's for sure.
So how does the creative process for writing a song differ when you're trying to convey a personal experience versus a broader social message?
Well, one of the songs that I think I brought up to you in a music video that I brought up is So High. And that was more of a social observation. In that observation, I was driving through East Vancouver. Here we have in the East End, we've probably got one of the most challenging homeless problems in all of Canada, if not North America. And we had a collapse of our mental health support here in British Columbia some years ago, in the late 80s, early 90s. They closed all of the facilities. Wow. And so a lot of people ended up down there. Now, of course, with the influx of hard drugs and stuff like that, that is such a huge problem down there. And it's just an absolute wasteland. They keep trying to clear the streets and clear the people out. Yeah, they displace them to other areas, but those people are just drawn to that. So High was written from that social observation of and I asked myself, like, what's going on? I know there's a mental health component. I know there's an addiction component, but what is the deeper thing here? And it's the deeper thing for so many people who are struggling with the reality of life as it is.
Right.
And they want to escape that.
Right.
And drugs can do that. Drugs and alcohol can do that. And so high was written about, why do we get high? What is one of the main reasons that we get high? And my realization was that we're trying to escape reality, but maybe even on a subconscious level, we're trying to get closer to our creator. When we're in those elevated states, we are sort of above this line of reality that we're in here right now, and we have this elevated state. But every time we try to get closer to God, as it were, we fall further and further away from Him. And so that was the social part. The other song that I think we're going to play today, or video, is The Darker Side of Me. So that one's very much a personal song where I realized that I have a shadow. And I've always been taught to really ignore my shadow. But yet it's always there. You walk out in the bright sunshine, and guess what? The brighter the sun is, the stronger your shadow is going to be, the more focus your shadow is going to have. And so coming to terms with my shadow, with my darker side, was what that song was all about. I usually write mostly from a personal point of view, but I guess that's two examples of, one is what was an observation of the outside world,
right,
and the other one was an observation of self.
Understood.
And I just actually wrote yesterday. I wrote a post that there's only really two important relationships in your life, and one important relationship in your life is your relationship with the world, how the world sees you and how you see the world. And the other important relationship is the one that you have with yourself, the inner one that nobody else can see.
Right.
So I think those are the two most important relationships in our lives, and I think speaks to what you're talking about with this observation of social things that are going on, and the observation of self and self-transformation.
Got it. So what we're going to do right now, Tim, is we're going to go ahead and let them hear your song from the Mighty One. This is called So High, right here on Inplosion.
Want to believe, I wanna know, I wanna breathe and let it go. We were sent here to remember how to fly, but we get so high. fall so low. I feel you here. I feel your
Man, oh man, I loved every bit of that. So, Tim, tell us about the team that was behind the production of So High.
Sure. Well, some of that, the live footage was shot back in 2021. We did a live stream here in Vancouver during in the middle of COVID, so it was in an empty theater. Very grateful for that. Some of the thanks for the comments, everybody. Thank you. The footage that was shot in the graveyard was shot with a friend of mine. We was shot around this time of year. We were really hoping, like, it was kind of a frosty day. It was cold. It was very frosty, and we were hoping that when the sun came up, because in the fall here, what happens? We have something called an inversion. Okay. Where the ground is still kind of warm, but the air is cold, and so you get an inversion, and there's this low-lying fog, right? So we were really hoping, we got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're like set up, and we're waiting for this to happen. I'm freezing my butt off, and we're like, oh man, it's not coming. And then suddenly the sun came up just right at sunrise in the graveyard, and all of a sudden it just rolled in. It was absolutely magical. And then the third element of that video is I have an editor in Colombia who put that together. The girl in the video is actually his girlfriend. Okay. And the name of his company is called Sec Films. And so he shot all of that stuff with himself and his girlfriend. Some of the harder stuff with the needles and stuff like that. And then he put that all together and did a beautiful edit and the time lapse of the flower and stuff like that. So there was a lot of people who put a lot of great work into it. Amazing. And it honestly turned out exactly the way I hoped it would.
I agree. The video was it got my attention from the start to the end. Great editing. Good job. Love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Before we get too deep into anything else, I definitely want to give you the opportunity to talk about Rise Up TV Tour. Yes. And I wanted to definitely let you have the opportunity to share with the audience of Rise Up TV and what you got going on coming up.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, thank you so much for that opportunity, Troy. Sure. I mean, that's what's front and center right now. We're heading to Nashville. We're heading to Chattanooga. Then we're going to Georgia, to Duluth, Georgia. We've got a couple shows in North Carolina near you guys. Okay. Well, so that's incredible. That sort of came together over the last few months. Okay. It wasn't really intended to happen, but it did. Lisa's there. So Lisa, who's just commenting there, she's actually the tour manager.
Hey, way to go, Lisa.
Yeah, shout out to Lisa she's doing so much hard work right now. She won't actually be physically on the tour with us, but she's doing all of the legwork behind the show, putting everything together. This is probably, this is like for myself, I think it's the fourth or fifth tour that I'm involved in. If anybody doesn't know, Rise Up TV is a television reality show that focuses on new artists and existing artists, but the whole touring experience and the challenge that goes on in putting together a 5-show, 5 different city tour.
Wow.
And so, but this particular one is probably the highest profile one we've done yet. We're playing a place in Nashville that's very famous called 3rd and Lindsley. And we're really excited about that. We actually have the first time, usually I'm the one who is not only the co-producer, co-director, and the host, and the musical director, and the what else? Production coordinator, etc., etc. I'm usually wearing all of those hats, but this time it is of a level of musicianship where we actually have a musical director. So I'm flying down there on the 5th. We have rented a rehearsal studio. The American Federation of Musicians has offered us their rehearsal hall in Nashville. And we have a band that is the band is going to be the backing band for all of the artists.
Okay.
And so Nolan Murray, he's not only one of the artists, but he's the musical director. And he is going to be choreographing and time coding the entire show. Wow. We've got one 12-hour period to put these 5 artists through this process, rehearse the entire show. The next night, we go to 3rd and Lindsley in Nashville, and the tour is on its way.
Wow. So, as far as Rise Up TV tour, is this one of the 5 tours, or is this like 2, or how's that go?
I think this would be. I think it's the 5th one that I'm. Yeah, Lisa's right. Thanks for that comment. I will be the tour manager on this one too, because she's not there. But thank goodness she's done most of the heavy lifting already, and I can count on her if I've got any challenges. No, I think this is going to be my 5th tour. I'd have to look back. And honestly, the last few years is a blur. So we did a couple in 2021. I think it's the 5th one. Lisa, maybe you can let me know if I'm right about that. But yeah. So this is probably the highest profile we've done to date, and we've got 4 episodes already edited and available at Hive Music. So if you go to hivemusic.com, you can see those. Thanks, Lisa, for that confirmation. Yes, it's the 5th. You can go to each tour. Usually we walk away with 2 episodes out of it because there's just so much that happens. We're filming what happens. Obviously, we're going to be filming what happens at the rehearsal. We're going to be filming preparation for the show. We're going to be filming, traveling, keeping everybody together. We've got like 3 different vehicles. Rise Up TV, thank goodness, now has its own tour bus.
Nice.
In the past, we were having a bus donated to us to use, but we now have our own bus.
Okay.
Jimmy Allen Sign, he is the director of Rise Up TV, the official director, but he's also the bus driver. This is the thing you got to remember. This is all independent artists, so in order to make it work. When you're in a very high-profile pro setting, everybody has one job. But when you're here, everybody's got 3, 4, sometimes 5 jobs to make this thing happen. So, and then the executive producer behind all of it is our good friend Mark Rosner, who is also the CEO of Big Records.
Shout out to Mark Rosner.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do right now, as you may or may not know, Blast is the company that also looks for the independent artists. And in this case, we are sponsored by Blast Radio 247. Can you hit the little video clip, D-Ray? Blast Radio 247. We are the champions for independent artists. We are definitely here to help you get your exposure. You can go to Blast Music 247, register for free, and also be a part of the family. And even Tim, it was nice enough to be a part of the family. And he is going to be family forever.
Well, we're so grateful for, at Big Records and at Rise Up TV for this partnership that we have with Blast 247.
Indeed.
And the way that you do champion independent artists. It's funny as we talk independent music, and especially coming from the ISSAs and everything, the realization that so many people are having is that independent music is really the new mainstream music.
Agreed.
I mean, even the Grammys and even the Junos here in Canada, all of them now have a independent section to their awards. It's come very much into the forefront as being the new energy, the new life in the music industry. Yeah.
Agreed. And I don't know, there's so much promise and potential opportunity I see with independent versus how things were before. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So Tim, this is a group that I wanted to introduce you to. D-Ray, the producer, has a podcast that's called The Liftoff every Saturday at 12. Yes, shameless plug for my guy. He actually had the opportunity to interview the band is called Life in Mono. He spoke to the drummer and the bass player. The lead singer and the guitarist weren't there, but we had a wonderful time talking to them. But they just released their video. This one is called Blackout, Life in Mono. Go ahead, D-Ray.
Love it.
You're just tongue-tied.
Yes, indeed. And that little
Oh,
movie was Life in Mono with Blackout. What you think?
that was moody, dude. I loved it.
Man,
What a vibe.
I mean, I fell in love with them when I found them on YouTube. Told D-Rated producer we have to interview these guys, and when they were so kind from the UK, and they actually did live for us, and
Mm,
and this is
incredible.
and this is what independent music is for us.
Yes.
It's a bridge that we can all get together and appreciate. Because they should be everywhere, in my opinion. They're
100%.
awesome. Yeah, they're
100%.
awesome.
100%. Yeah, I wish all the best to them, and I look forward to connecting with them and seeing what else they've got.
Well, we definitely want to interview the lead singer and the guitarist because they have other amazing songs, but Blackout is one of my favorites. But definitely big up to Life in Mono. Love you guys. And real
Yes.
quick, before we go further, I definitely want to let you know of the CD Broken Treasure, You Hold the Key, is releasing soon. And this CD, the funds for it will be there to go for the education and prevention and the rescuing of kids being trafficked. This is from the nonprofit organization called Voices Against Trafficking. There will be George Clinton from Parliament, Big Mountain, The Outsiders, and more. It should be soon that I'll have the link available, but I'm just letting you guys know it is coming soon.
Yeah, the Mighty One is actually proud to be involved in that project. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, we have
I'm
we
gonna
have a
put that down. I didn't know.
yeah we have a song called Burden from our recent album that will be included in that album.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to know my friend is on there, so I got it. Mighty One. All right. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So let's see here. So do you recall a specific performance or concert that left a lasting impression on you, and how did it shape your approach to live shows now?
Hmm. I've had because I work in production, I've had the chance to see a lot of really amazing shows
Mhm.
at our stadium here and our arena in Vancouver. Um, Often I'm doing lighting or I'm doing camera or sorry, I was just going to get rid of this here. Yeah, so I get a chance to see a lot of great shows.
Mhm.
I think one that sticks out to me is um, is Coldplay. The first
Mhm.
time I saw Coldplay, um, along with it was Snow Patrol. There was Irish band. Um,
Okay.
it was just a deeply emotional show,
Mm.
and I really got a new perspective on how shows do not necessarily have to be just visually appealing, but there needs to be an emotional quotient
Mm.
where you go to the show as one person, but you leave the show as another one. You leave
Mm.
transformed.
Nice.
And I feel that this was for Coldplay's. It was quite a while ago. This show, and I believe it was from their first record. And yeah, it transformed the way that I saw live music. Absolutely.
Mm.
And so that emotional quotient and that transformative quotient is something that now I've really um, injected and inserted into the Mighty One shows.
Very nice. Normandy Beach was pretty life changing for everyone that was there to witness. Lisa Sanders said.
Yeah, yeah. So just speaking to Normandy Beach, I mean, Lisa's right. That was on the Rise Up Europe tour, which
Hmm.
was around this time last year, and our first stop was in France, in Normandy,
Okay.
France,
Hmm.
and we got to go to the beaches of Normandy, where
Mm.
where the Americans and the Allied forces came to liberate France from the Nazis.
Mm.
And so to be there and perform a song there, there's a song actually that I'm going to be performing on this Rise Up tour. And my drummer came along with us, and we performed this song on the beaches of Normandy. Yeah, that was very transformative. That was a deep feeling of the desperation and the deep emotional pit that comes from being in war and of sacrificing yourself. We're heading, of course, November 11th is coming soon again, and Veterans Day and stuff like that. And, here we are. Once again, as you and I sit here, Troy, we've got, things that were happening in the Second World War that we thought would never happen again. Here we are in 2023 witnessing these things again. Yeah. And it just goes to show that, yes, we can learn a lot from history, but history can repeat itself. Even when people have realized that this is not the way to do things, right? It still happens. It's very hard to watch what's going on right now. I got to be honest with you.
Yes, sir. I agree wholeheartedly. Here's a question that I highlighted in bold that I wanted to ask you. What is one misconception people often have about you as an artist, and how do you deal with such misconception?
I think that everybody tries to put an artist into a box. And I mean, you kind of did that when you opened the show. You said, "Hey, if you're not into metal, this is not a place to be." But I'm not just that. Right. I am so much more than that. So, yes, I might be known for playing harder type music, but as Lisa mentioned with this song, that's a completely acoustic song. I have an acoustic album I'm going to be releasing very, very soon. I love to do sound healing. I love to play spiritual music. So, people look at you and they go, "Oh, I know so many times, the ZZ Top thing comes up, but so many times I've been accused of being maybe it was an Hell's Angel or something like that, Right. Don't ever judge a book by its cover. And I think that, yes, it's great that, to be identified as an artist who does one type of thing, but every artist that I know has so much more depth than that.
Most definitely.
And I appreciate you for this interview, for being able to giving me the opportunity to show some of those other sides that I have.
My pleasure. It's an honor to me to have the opportunity to, hear some of your amazing stories. But I was going to say, if ever you decide to do a rock song that needs a rapper, I'll even come out of retirement to do it for you, straight up.
Let's make sure that happens. I know we've talked about this before.
Oh, I'll do
it. Yeah, let's absolutely. I would love that. I mean, I think of there's so many bands who have done that, but nobody has done it really well for quite some time. And let's make sure that happens.
All right, it's a deal. You heard it first on Inplosion. So what we're going to do right now, Tim, is we're going to go ahead and play your other song. Oh, I'm all for it. I'm all for this.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
We're going to go ahead and play another song from Tim's band, The Mighty One, and this is called Darker Side of Me. Go ahead, D-Ray.
There's a place I sometimes go where it's raining, mist and cold, far away from peaceful light and warm. But I hold it, I embrace dark cloud shadows cross my face, Viking anger and a lust for more. And you reflect that part of me, and in your eyes inside of me. I let it go, I have no fear. The darker side is always near. It walks beside me like a silent friend. A place to go, release my pain. To hold it in would be insane. Kiss the morning, but embrace the night. You reflect that part of me, and in your eyes I see. You reflect that part of me, and in your eyes I see. I'm falling to the night. I'm falling to the
Yes, indeed. That was a great song, Tim. I like that. Man, I am truly a fan. So tell us about the production team that helped make that song and video to what it is.
So that particular one was so the footage in the mirror. Thanks so much for the comment there. My neighbor who lives right across the street from me is a very, very talented, world-renowned photographer, and we've had a friendship going for quite some time. And I brought this song to him, and I told him that this was a song that was an introspective song, where I really, I was singing it to myself. I was singing it to my shadow side, as I said earlier in our conversation, and this honoring of the shadow that I have, not being scared of it, not running away from it, not trying to hide it, but to really look at it head on. And so he really helped to facilitate that with that portion of the video. The other part of it was I was with my family camping. We live here in Vancouver, where we've got a beautiful rainforest, and it's fall time right now. This was shot in the fall also, and we were out camping. I was camping with the family, and had my iPhone and a nice gimbal, and just went out.
There you go.
and captured some of that, right? And and then we shot some stuff outside, and that's how it came together. And once again, my good friend from Sec Films, Juan is his name. He put together the video in Colombia and sent it back to me in that form. And just so grateful. I think it captures the essence of the song, It captures the message of the song beautifully.
Mhm.
And I've got nothing but gratitude for all of the people, including yourself, who
Thank
are
you.
here to support, my career, and to really allow me the opportunity to bring my message across. Because as I said to you, I've got this real passion for
Mhm.
wanting to go out and start speaking in an inspirational and a transformative way. And the music that I make with the Mighty One,
Mhm.
of course, I should have said there's in that video was the drummer. His name is Bob, and Bob Wagner is my partner in the Mighty One.
Mhm.
I shot that footage with the iPhone also of him in
Okay.
the studio, and yeah, so I'm just very grateful for everything that we've got.
Mhm.
Being an independent musician is not necessarily the easiest career you can have.
That is true.
You don't get a lot of yeses.
That is true.
You get mostly no's, but I'm grateful that within the last 12 months, they're getting a lot of yeses and
Mhm.
a lot more yeses yet to come.
Indeed, indeed. So, my friend, we're actually winding down, landing that plane. Could
Yeah,
you give everybody your social so that they can follow you and definitely how to reach you?
absolutely, absolutely. The central hub that I've got now is timsteinruck.com.
Mhm.
But also you can, and there's links there to all of the different projects that I've got, along with the Mighty One, my personal coaching business that I have, the Ultimate Life Coach,
Mhm.
um, and my ZZ Top tribute band,
Nice.
uh, which is called Legs, and so zztoptributeband.com. You can check that out. That's something we
Nice.
didn't get a chance to talk about, but again,
Sure.
as another one of as an independent musician, you've got to have multiple streams of income. You've got to
Facts.
be I believe, a co-creative entrepreneur, and that's how I see myself.
Yes,
More
sir.
than I see myself as a musician or a music producer or a songwriter or anything, I'm a co-creative entrepreneur. I can't do it all by myself. I
Mhm.
need to partner with others like yourself
Mhm.
to make this happen. So go to timsteinruck.com. That's the central hub. The Mighty One .rocks is the one for the band, and then just look me up, Tim Steinruck, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things. All roads lead to the same place,
Mhm.
and I look forward to connecting with anybody who would like to learn more about what I've got going on, what the band has going on, and what the record company, Big Records, is going on. And
Mhm.
right now, front and center is, of course, the Rise Up TV tour. Thank you,
Mhm.
Lisa. Thank you for
Thank
that
you.
acknowledgement. Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, Tim, thank you again for your time. I appreciate you to come hang out with me. I could easily go another hour, but I got to be respectful to you as well as other podcasts that we have going on tonight.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Anytime.
much. And I'm going to be tonight. I'm going to be thinking about what we can do together as far as getting you out of retirement and getting you to come and rap on a rock and roll song.
I am all for it. Trust and believe. As a matter of fact, hang back a little bit. We'll chat
Okay.
a little bit.
Sounds good.
Everybody, thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight. I appreciate Tim and his time, and guys, let me tell you, independent music is no longer the William Hung of music, if you will. You're hearing great quality as you just heard tonight, and there is more and more. So you can go to blastmusic247.com and also have access to that as a fan and listen to hundreds and hundreds of independent music, as well as tune in your radio station to blastradio247.com and have free music as well. Well, this is pretty much it. We will see you again next Thursday with another great artist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tim Steinruck, Veep in the building saying goodnight. And remember, please be kind. Celebrate the difference to make a difference. Love you.